What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So after playing Unbound a bit, there's something else I discovered in this game that would be so dang great in Motorfest. And in fact, I would actually say would be good in basically any racing game if implemented correctly. Unbound actually nailed this. Now, I do admit this is not a new feature. It's been out for a while. But that is going to be the link-ups in free roam. Now, we all do know everybody at this point probably loves driving around the map in free roam, messing around with their friends, and basically cruising around. But imagine, though, if you actually had other challenges you could do on top of actually cruising around a bit. I would say the other game I know of that does have a bunch of events in free roam is probably Grand Theft Auto, but I would probably say in a racing game you're most likely not going to be having a death match and all that stuff in a racing game. At least that would be kind of odd unless you take each other down and all that. But regardless, though, I would say having something like a link up in Motorfest or any racing game for that matter would be dope. Again, guys, I'm looking at the aspect of what these games are doing great and how these things can be featured in other games to make them even better. Again, this is also why I think having competition is so dang important, man. Like, we do see good things from each game. Now, imagine seeing a lot of this stuff implemented in the future. Also, though, I'm not saying each game can actually completely copy each other, but, you know, grab that said thing and actually put a dope twist on it, and then boom, we're actually going to have a really fun game mode. After playing Unbound a bit, I have been doing the lockdown game mode, of course, but I was like, you know what, man? Let's jump back into free roam and try out the link ups and all that. Now, again, I understand it isn't new, but I've been having so much fun with it. If you're wondering, guys, if you haven't played the link up thing, which I would probably say at this point most people probably have, though, if you jump into that, you're going to have like drift challenges, jump challenges, so you have to hit like the objective. You have to like destroy the cops there, you know, draft other people, drift around other people, go in like a small zone within the link up and drift in there and grab progress. There's going to be like 3 or 4 phases in that, and then you're actually going to get money and XP from it. Tell me right now that would not be insanely fun in basically any racing game to bring players together. Most of the time when you're actually cruising around in Motorfest or something, what do you actually do? But if you throw a game mode of something like Link Up in there, guess what everyone's going to do similar to Unbound? They're all going to go over there because guess what? You get money, XP, and stuff like that. You can complete challenges and stuff like that in Unbound on top of it. So it really does give you a lot of reasons to do it. And one of the funnest parts, though, is you can actually run pretty much any vehicle of your choice and still easily compete in there because it's not like a PvP type of thing, even though you actually compete with other players for like the highest scores and all that. But you can go over there with like a BMW if you want. I actually did one in a pickup truck, and I was still able to do really well. You can actually wreck the cops a bit easier. So who knows, maybe having different cars in that set area would end up working. Now, I do understand not every game is going to have police and stuff, so maybe the link ups won't have like, you know, a bunch of cops everywhere trying to wreck you and stuff like that. In Motorfest, we'd probably have something like a chase squad or something like that with those cop cars, but with how the licensing is in that game, I probably doubt something like that would ever happen. The other thing you can also do in the link ups is destroy like weird items that pop up like scarecrows, these weird barrels and all that to progress the actual round itself. I feel like something like this could still work, man. Like, for example, guys, we have the Hoonigan Island, right? Why not have some type of link up there, for example, where you have to drift around, hit the jumps, you know, drift with people, maybe do like tandem drifts or something like that in like a public lobby. Tell me right now that would not be insanely fun to do. Maybe start off like random races and all that with other players in that said public lobby, go island to island and stuff like that. Like, there's legit so much potential here. And the funny part is something like a link up in free mode, they can also add other items you can't get out of it. They could add like new vanities and stuff like that in Motorfest. They can even add cars into it. Like, maybe they can have special challenges locked around it. That would make so many more people actually play it and most likely jump into free roam and truly enjoy it. Most of the time, I would say right now everybody's doing grand races and all that because if you are cruising around, it's going to be fun, but there's nothing really going on though. And then if we actually turn that around though and look at something like Unbound, now I do understand, guys, both multiplayers are going to be different. I do know that Motorfest is never actually going to have legitimate police cars in it like we have in Unbound to where they actually drive around, so I do understand that. But in Unbound, if you're actually cruising around, you can mess with the police. One feature I also really like besides the link ups is the fact that you can actually join races and invite the said people in that lobby that you're actually in to do the race with you. You can actually see the people racing in the map when you're actually cruising around. Isn't that pretty dope? Like, imagine being in Motorfest, for example, and you're actually like, yo, there's 20 people in this lobby. Let me go over to maybe a few playlist events here, invite some of them. You can actually go race the people you're with in that said lobby in the playlist. I mean, it would probably make sense considering there's, what, 21 playlists in the game or something like that, basically scattered around the entire map. So what if you were actually with people in that said area like you can in Unbound, go over to a said playlist, invite them, and then boom. Wouldn't something like that work, bro? Like, I'm just thinking of some cool ideas to really spice the game up. And funny thing is, after playing Unbound for a bit, a lot of these ideas have kind of jumped into me a bit. Now, again, I do understand the link ups are not new, but y'all cannot tell me that would not be so dang fun. Imagine that on the Hoonigan Island. Imagine something on, like, the new island that was added. We can have, like, off-road events or something, like racing around, drifting. Maybe you have to do a specific amount of jumps or something like that. Or even having to drive around, destroy like pumpkins or like chairs or something like that on the beach. Like, just add something to the area that would make players want to do it. Maybe even drifting around in a circle or having to go to a specific tree and drifting. I just feel like it would really bring everybody together so dang well. Having link ups in there and then being able to join into something like a playlist with people in the lobby with you would be so dang game changing. It's just funny, man, because I was playing Unbound. I do know this game came out years ago, but they were already doing some amazing things even then. And I do understand this game got a ton of hate, but even at this point, though, it's still really fun to play, though. I have been playing it a lot more recently than I pretty much ever did after the lockdown update, and a lot of things really have been coming into my mind with this. What's also funny, though, is after doing the link ups for a bit, I was like, you know what, this is actually a pretty fun way to make money. You don't have to always do races or forced to do like PvP or something. Instead, you can actually go into multiplayer and play with other people in a free roam lobby and do a bunch of random things in that said area with other people. On top of it, you're going to make money, XP, and stuff like that. Like, how would that not be dope? Maybe they can even add something like double money or 1.5 times money or something like that. And guess what? I bet you so many players would jump in and actually play it. You can actually stack a lot of money doing link ups, even at the moment making like 80, 90,000. I think if you're higher ranked, you can make like over 100 and stuff, but obviously I haven't gotten to a higher rank in it. I've only done a few of them. Every time I go in a free roam session, I'm like, yo, link up, let me get over there. And then I end up making 80,000 every time I do it. Like, it's a fun way to make money besides races. That's also why I think it would be fun, man. Like, players want other things to do besides events. That is going to be a fun one, and you can also meet other people doing it. Pretty much a win-win in either direction. Do let me know what y'all think about this in the comments below. Would you actually like to see something like link ups being added into Motorfest? I feel like it would be so dang fun to see it. On top of that, like the overall race designs where you can invite people in the lobby to your said races would be so dang cool. Again, let me know what y'all think in the comments below.